Hey guys, what is up? It's Card Shuffler 99 here today. We are going to reveal Eric Jones' semi-final America's Got Talent performance. So before we get into it, guys, if you guys are interested in getting some free gift cards, all you have to do is click the link in the description for Free My Apps. Click that link, download free apps, you guys can get free gift cards. Also, if you want to be entered in our September giveaway, we're giving away $50 in Amazon gift cards if you want to be entered. All you have to do is like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, notifications have to be on, and you have to comment one time on one video, what do you like about a channel, and that specific video. This will be a little bit of a complicated tutorial here, so try to go along with this, guys, and let's get right into it.
Alright guys, so like Robert said, we are going to be explaining Eric Jones' semi-final coin trick. Now before we get into this, I do want to explain a couple things. One, this is going to be our interpretation of the trick. This is not most likely exactly how every single part of the trick's done, but this is going to be very, very close to it. Obviously, we didn't learn the exact methods from Eric Jones, so if you want to learn the exact methods, I believe he does have the effect on the market. So obviously, he doesn't actually sell the actual gimmick, but he does teach the methods somewhere on the internet, so you definitely can go check that out. But this is just our version of the trick, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go step by step. So it is going to be a complicated routine here. Once again, we're not trying to get any hate here. We're not trying to get in trouble. This is just our interpretation of his trick. Not sure if this is actually how it's done, but we'll see how it goes. So, let's start with the very beginning of the trick where he's going to make a dollar bill disappear with sort of this black wallet kind of object. So, how I'm going to explain this is with a dollar bill here and a playing card. So, what I have here in the dollar bill is I actually have some strong magnets right there, okay? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, what does magnets have anything to do with this trick? Well, if he's going to do some sort of motion just like this where he's going to tap something down and make coins appear, what he has to kind of do is somehow make this dollar bill stick to the wallet or whatever he's using there, this black object, okay? It very well could have just been a very strong magnet inside of that black object, whatever it was. So he's got to make it stick somehow. It could be with glue, it could be with tape, we don't know. In this case, we're going to use magnets. This is sort of like the best solution, I guess you could say. So essentially what he's going to do is he's going to have 4 coins already in his hand just like this. So he's going to have 4 coins in his hand just like this, and he's going to cover it with the dollar bill like so. Now with the dollar bill, like I said, I have magnets on the bottom here. So it's on this bottom flap. He does fold it up like this. Because it's on the bottom flap here, what happens is when the magnets stick, it actually kind of sticks in a flat manner. That way, because now the magnets on the bottom are sticking to it. So all he has to do here, essentially, is he's going to have this in his hand. Okay, so it's going to be here. It's covering the coins, obviously. So all he has to do to make the dollar disappear, make the coins appear, is make this dollar disappear. He's going to tap down onto the dollar with this magnet here. Okay, so he has a magnet right there. All he's going to do, once again, all the coins there, tap down. You can hear that click there. That's going to stick it, and all he has to do is now show all the coins in his hand just like that. So that's how the first disappearing dollar and like coins is going to work. All he has to do is somehow make the dollar bill stick to the 8 of clubs, or I guess he used like a black wallet in the trick. So he's got to do it somehow. It could be magnets. It could be any other sort of adhesive. Anything like that to make it stick, and obviously all the coins were just underneath. So that's the first part of the trick. Now, part 2 of the trick, he is going to be using the same 4 coins, but I am going to explain it right here with these few chips here. I'll explain that in a second. So now I'm going to get to Simon's $100 bill part of the trick. So what he did, he took 100, he had it signed, and he's going to take the 100 and set it down on his black table. Now, you need to watch this very carefully. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but what you can actually see is when he sets it down here, he takes his hand and it kind of seems like he's pushing something on the back of the like board, I guess you could say, whatever, his card mat, whatever you want to say. Touches something, and when it does, you can actually see coins appear underneath the dollar bill, and the dollar actually moves slightly to the point where you could actually see a couple coins, and he proceeds to actually correct the dollar bill, move it back. So what we think is happening here is there's kind of like compartments. Obviously, if you don't know, this was something similar to what Will Tsai did, where he had compartments to make coins appear and disappear. And this is kind of like the black principle. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a principle that, you know, proves that when you have like a bunch of black objects and everything's black, what's happening is it's hard to see everything going on, because especially when you're looking at it through a camera, you can't exactly see all the little finite details within like the card mat itself. So when he sets it down, he's going to push something. It's going to unlock some sort of compartment. Check it out for yourself, guys. And you'll see the dollar bill actually moves, and it's probably moving because the compartments are opening or closing or whatever you want to say. And what's happening here is now that the coins are there, he's going to push it there. He's going to correct it, and all the coins are already going to be underneath the dollar bill. So I guess I'll put these here just to kind of show that for now, I guess you could say. So he's going to have coins already under there, and what's special about these coins is they're actually going to be magnetic. Okay, that's very important. These coins are going to be magnetic, and I'll get to that a little bit later. Something you can check out, you can actually buy magnetic coins. I know you can buy magnetic half dollars, which Eric Jones uses in a lot of his coin routines. So that's something you have to check out for yourself. But anyway, what I'm going to explain here is a little bit of how his coin magic is going to work. Now, once again, this is just our interpretation of the trick. Not 100% sure. If you go on to where he actually sells the effect, in the description, it actually talks about shells. Okay? It literally says the word shell in the description. So, what this means, shell, and also if you didn't know, he actually performed on Penn and Teller. He didn't actually fool Penn and Teller because Penn and Teller actually, to kind of explain to Eric Jones how it was done, they did explain the word turtle, which kind of means shell. So I guess you could kind of figure that out there. So what I mean by shell here, let's say this is a shell, and it's going to be a magnetic shell. Again, the magnets is just kind of our interpretation of the trick. It could be any sort of adhesive. It could literally be tape. It could be glue. It could be anything. In this case, let's say it was a magnet. What's essentially happening here is when you have a coin that's also magnetic, it's going to, like, the two magnets are basically going to stick together. Okay, right here. So let's say there's a magnet here. The coin is magnetic. It's going to stick together when they cover each other. And now this is going to represent the coin because now this is actually inside the shell. Okay, so that's going to represent that part of the trick. So now that I have that explained, what I'm going to show you here is I have these little shell pieces here. These two here are going to represent normal coins. They're not magnetic in any form, but these two here are actually magnetic. Okay, so these two are magnetic, and these are going to represent, one of these is going to represent a normal magnetic coin, and one of these is going to represent the magnetic shell. So this is something you kind of have to follow along with. It's a little complicated how our routine works, but you're going to start out, he's going to start with Simon's part of the trick, where he's going to lay out the two coins like this, and he's going to proceed to put the two magnetic coins just like that. Now, to make this work, all he has to do, essentially, is when he tells Simon to cover it and shake it, what's going to happen is these two coins, obviously, because they're not magnetic, nothing's going to happen. But because these are magnetic, they're actually going to stick together. And when he drops it, it's going to appear to be 3 coins and not 4. Now, obviously, this is basically 2 stuck together because we don't actually have a magnetic shell and a coin. So just pretend that this is a shell and this is the coin and that one is going on top of the other. But when it happens, obviously, like we showed you earlier with the dime, it would look like a normal coin. It wouldn't look like there's 2 coins like this. So just kind of go along with it just because we don't have the exact materials. Once again, we're going to be here to make the 4 disappear. All he has to do is kind of shake it just like this. And obviously, you can kind of see that happen there. And when he drops it, obviously pretend that this is going to be the 3rd. Now, what he does is in between every single one, you can actually see him pocketing some items. So what he's doing here is he's not pocketing the magnetic coin. He's not pocketing the shell. He's actually pocketing one of the normal coins. So this is going to go into his pocket. You can actually see his hand in the pocket for a second. Okay. Now he's got the same thing. Okay. He's going to work with Heidi now. So it's going to be the same thing. You're going to have normal coin, magnet coin, and the shell. Now the same thing for this, she kind of just throws the coin. So what's happening here is as she throws it, what's happening is these are going to connect, and as she throws, now the shell has now basically covered the actual coin, and it's going to appear as one coin. Obviously, they're not going to come apart because they're magnetic. And that's how that's how that part of the trick is done. Now for the second one, once again, he's going to have to put this into his pocket. Okay. And now he's just got the magnetic coin and the magnetic shell. To make the last one, it's very simple. He's going to have Howie hold it like this. All he has to do is basically drop it, but as he drops it, what's going to happen here is the coins are basically going to stick together. So basically the shell is going to cover the actual coin. Once they're like this, he drops it. Now these magnets aren't strong enough, so they don't actually stick together like that. But when he would drop it, it would basically do something like that, where they would stick together. And if you watch in slow motion, you could actually hear kind of the click, and you could actually watch them kind of come together as they drop down, okay? Now, for the last part of the trick with Melby, he's going to do a series of false transfers where he makes it appear on her shoulder. So basically, Robert's going to give you a demonstration of how the false transfer is done. It's very simple.
So guys, so here he has the coin, and all he does is he acts like he's going to take the coin here. And when he has the coin, everyone thinks the coin is in this hand. And you will notice multiple times during this, he will actually touch Melby's shoulder. And in this time, he's actually simply just putting the coin on her shoulder while everyone's looking here. He can make it disappear and tell her it's on her shoulder. Once again, all he has to do is go like this, act like he's taking the coin, but he's really not. So the coin's here, just act like he's grabbing it and just put it right back in like that. And then for the second transfer, he basically does the same exact thing, just like that, except he just gets rid of the evidence and all the coins are gone. Alright guys, so that, and Adam,
let's get back to the original part of the trick. So we're going back to the 4 coins here. Obviously, to make the 4 coins reappear, we kind of explained that in the beginning. So obviously all he has to do is take the 100 off and bam, all the coins are here. Now like I said, these coins are going to be magnetic, and that's something very special because if all the coins are magnetic, they can sort of stick together just like this, okay? Now, to represent these 4 magnetic coins, I'm just going to use one of these. It's sort of the same thickness anyway. So we're going to use one of these magnetic chips here because these are obviously not magnetic. So what he's going to do here is he's obviously going to hold the 2 just like this. He kind of shows it. He puts them all together, and this is where he's going to bring this into play, okay? Now, the whole time he's going to have this dollar bill here. Once again, it's got these like sort of strong magnets in the corner here. You can see there the magnets right in the corner. So all he's going to do here is he has this palm the entire time. You can actually check in the video. He actually does have, you can kind of see through his hands that it's kind of palmed in there. All he does is he takes it, he puts it into his hand, he basically sticks it to the magnet basically. So he's got the magnetic coins to the magnet. And obviously you would think that you could see the magnet, but he does actually cover the corner the entire time. So you can see he's going to cover. And honestly, with my magnets here, depending which magnet he uses, he just needs a really strong magnet. I can literally cover this with one finger and nobody would be able to see it, basically, if you were showing it straight ahead to the camera. So nobody would be able to see it. Obviously, this magnet, all the coins are in the back. He doesn't flip it around. Keep that in mind, so you wouldn't be able to see the coins in the back. But he's just basically sticking it to this dollar bill. That is it, guys, for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one once again. This is just our interpretation of the trick. We're not 100% positive if this is how it's done. Full credit to Eric Jones for this. If you guys, once again, if you want us to know how this is actually done, 100%, feel free. Go ahead and buy it from Eric Jones. But this is kind of just like our little version if you kind of want to do the same effect. Not exactly sure if this is exactly how it's done. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. This is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.